Jizzax branch of Uzbekistan National University. This lesson is about adverbs and adverbial phrases made by Parmonova Nasiba. What's an adverb? Adverb is a word used for describing a verb. It is an action. Example, he walks slowly. It can describe an adjective. Example, it is incredibly expensive. And it can also describe another adverb or a whole sentence. Example, he works very hard. Adverbs in English often consist of an adjective with ly added, for example, quickly, mainly, and cheerfully. Let's look through some kinds of adverbs. First of all, let's talk about adverbs of manner. Adverbs of manner describe how somebody does something. They usually go after the verb or verb phrase. However, with passive verbs, they usually go in mid position, before the main verb but after an auxiliary verb. Pay attention to examples. He runs very fast. The driver was seriously injured. Regular adverbs are formed by adding ly to the end of an adjective. Look at the picture and the example. The man ran quickly to his office. And look at the baby. The baby was crying very loudly. Here are some more examples. Slow, slowly, careful, carefully, beautiful, beautifully. To form adverbs from the words ending in y, we should cancel y and add ily. Here an example. The student answered all the questions easily. The greedy boy greedily ate the whole cake by himself. Here are some more examples. Happy, happily, angry, angrily, crazy, crazily, busy, busily. To form adverbs from the words ending in le, we should cancel e and add y. Look at the example. Massage the shampoo gently into your hair and scalp. Tom, who is crying, misses his family terribly. Here are some more examples. Possible, possibly, adorable, adorably, horrible, horribly, simple, simply. To form adverbs from the words ending in e, we should add ly to the end of the adjective. Look at the picture and example. She asked him politely for a pen. Here are some more examples. Absolute, absolutely, brave, bravely, definite, definitely. To form adverbs from the words ending in ic, we should add ally to the end of the adjective. Look at the picture and example. His friends are cheering for him enthusiastically. Some more examples. Tragic, tragically, fantastic, fantastically. What do you know about irregular adverbs? Here some adjectives and Pay attention, the adverbs which are made by these adjectives: good, well, fast, fast, hard, hard, late, late, early, early, straight, straight. Some of them have the same form with the adjectives and, well, changes its root. Some adverbs have two forms which have different meanings. First form is an ly form, and second one is that looks like an adjective. How are they different? For example, he arrived late. Here late means not on time. I haven't seen him lately. Here lately means recently. He works hard every day. Here hard means a lot. He hardly works. Here hardly means rarely, almost never. Let's move to adverbs of frequency. They go before the main verb but after the verb to be. Here are some examples. I hardly ever have time for breakfast. Hardly ever means almost never. Lime is always late for work. Karen realized that she was never going to learn to drive. Sometimes, usually, and normally can also be put at the beginning of the phrase or sentence for emphasis. If there are two auxiliary verbs, the adverb goes after the first one. Example, I would never have thought you were 30. Adverbs of time and place. They usually go at the end of a sentence or clause. Place adverbs usually go before time adverbs. Firstly, we should put place adverb and then time adverbs. Example, my parents will be here in half an hour. If we say my parents will be in half an hour here, it is incorrect. Let's move to adverbs of degree. They describe how much something is done or modify an adjective. Extremely, incredibly, very, etc. are used with adjectives and adverbs and go before them. Example, we are incredibly tired. A lot and much are often used with verbs and go after the verb or verb phrase. Example, my husband works a lot, but he doesn't earn much. A little bit can be used before adjectives or after verbs. Examples, I'm a little tired. We rested a little bit after the flight. Extremely, very, really, remarkably are used to make adjectives and other adverbs stronger. Examples, the castle is really or remarkably popular. It's a very or an extremely popular attraction. Rather, fairly, pretty, with positive and negative adjectives are used to make adjectives and adverbs weaker. Examples, the city wall is rather, fairly, pretty long. My town is rather, fairly, pretty small. Rather a or a rather, a fairly, a pretty. It is rather a rather, a fairly, a pretty small town. We cannot say fairly a, pretty a. We should put indefinite article before them. A bit, a little are used with negative adjectives only. Examples, London is a bit or a little expensive. London is a bit of an expensive city. We should use the phrase of a bit of an with before a noun phrase. Quite. The palace is quite interesting. It's quite an interesting palace. When the adjective is followed by a noun, we should use indefinite article after quite, not a quite interesting palace. To emphasize uncreatable adjectives, we can use absolutely. The temperature was absolutely freezing. It is an example. We cannot say very freezing or a bit freezing. There is an absolutely gorgeous view from the top. We cannot say very gorgeous. And there are some command adverbs which give the speaker's opinion. They usually go at the beginning of a sentence or clause. Examples: unfortunately, the package never arrived. Ideally, we should leave here at 10 o'clock. Other common adverbs are luckily, basically, clearly, obviously, apparently, eventually, and etc. And there are some other adverbs, just, almost, nearly, even, probably. They go in mid position. Examples: I just need 10 more minutes. I almost forgot to go to class. I'm nearly finished with my work. She didn't even say goodbye. She'll probably come in the end. They are used before the main verb. Let's practice some adverbs. What kind of adverb is it? Manner, frequency, time and place, degree or command? Immediately. Yes, it is time adverb. Unfortunately, it is command adverb. Incredibly, it is degree adverb. Shouted angrily, it is adverb of manner. Normally, it is adverb of frequency. Slightly, it is adverb of degree. Last month, it is adverb of time. A lot, it is adverb of degree. Eventually, yes, it is adverb of command. And here you are right, it is adverb of place. We should correct the following sentences. The place of the adverbs are incorrect in the sentences. We should correct them. First sentence is, she liked very much the present. How can we correct this sentence? Yes, it should be, she liked the present very much. Mark came last night very late home. It should be, Mark came home very late last night. A young man was injured badly and was taken to the hospital. This sentence should be as, a young man was badly injured and was taken to the hospital. She's lazy a little bit about doing her homework. It should be, she's a little bit lazy about doing her homework. I forgot your birthday almost, but unfortunately my sister reminded me. This should be, I almost forgot your birthday, but fortunately my sister reminded me. We luckily had taken an umbrella because it started to rain just after we left. It should be, luckily we had taken an umbrella because it started to rain just after we left. Jack has been apparently fired. It should be apparently Jack has been fired. Let's talk about some confusing adverbs and adverbial phrases. At the end and in the end. At the end of the class, we always get the homework. It took me 2 years, but in the end, I passed my driving test. What is the difference? Yes, at the end, when something has finished, example, at the end of the class, at the end of the movie. In the end, eventually, after a period of time or series of events or difficulties. Especially and specially. Examples: I love all kinds of sport, but especially Tai Chi. My graduation dress was specially made for me by a dressmaker. What is the difference? Especially means above all, principle meant, and specially means in a particular way or a particular purpose, only used with a participle. Example, it is a specially designed umbrella. Exclusive meant. Actually and right now. Examples, he looks older than me, but actually he is 2 years younger. Right now, we are sharing an apartment but hoping to move soon. Here, actually means in fact, right now means now. Nearly and near. I've nearly done my homework. I'm on the last page. Sorry, madam. Do you know if there is a bank near here? What's the difference? Here, nearly means almost, near means close. Still and yet. Examples, he hasn't found a job yet. He still hasn't found a job. What is the difference? Here, yet goes at the end of a phrase, still in the mid position. Ever and even. Examples, have you ever been to the US? I have been all over the US. I've even been to Alaska. What is the difference? Ever means at any time in the past, present, or future. Even is used for showing that you are saying something that's surprising. Let's discuss comparative and superlative adverbs. Comparative adverbs compare two things, and to make comparative adverbs we can use this structure: more plus adverb finished in ly. Example, Mike drives more carefully than his friend. And we can also use this structure, less plus adverb finished in ly. Example, the girl sang less beautifully than the other candidate. We should add er to fast, hard, late. Examples, the new computer is faster than the old one. I think the math test was harder than the science test. We left the party later than expected. And the comparative degree of well, better, of badly, worse. Examples, my English is much better than it used to be. The traffic is much worse in the morning. We can use often to make comparisons. Example, people watch YouTube videos more often than TV programs. And we can also use as plus adverb plus s to compare things. Example, my neighbor's dog barks as loudly as mine. Superlative adverbs. They compare one thing to second or more things. And to make superlative adverbs, we can use this structure, the most plus adverb finished in ly. Example, that couple danced the most elegantly at the party. And we can also use this structure, the least plus adverb finished in ly. Example, he failed the test because he did it the least carefully. We should add est to fast, hard, late. The racer drove the fastest, so he is the best of the season. Another example, I think the math test was the hardest this term. We left the room the latest because we wanted to watch the post-credit scenes. And the superlative degree of well, the best, and badly, the worst. Example, my bedroom is the room I like the best. Autumn is okay for me, but winter is the worst. We can use often to make superlative degrees of adverbs. Example, my mom cooks the most often at home. Okay, to practice degrees of adverbs, you should answer the questions. Which subject do you think you need to study more carefully? Why? Which do you drink more frequently? Coffee or milk? Which team played the best last field? Who cooks the most often in your house? You can give your answers. And this is the end of our lesson. Thank you for watching.